Happy Monday, connected yoga teachers and some yoga students out there. So welcome. I'm your host, Shannon Crow. I am a mother of three, a yoga teacher, a consultant for yoga teachers and studios, and I love tea. I don't like coffee. I love tea. I love the smell of coffee, but I don't like the taste of it. That's just a little bit about me today. Today I'm really excited. This is our second show in this series of sharing a yoga pose, and lots of you said that was really helpful, and so we're diving into that a little bit further. So in the first part of this, I share a yoga pose, and then in the second part, I share a tool or a trick for yoga teachers. So if you're a yoga student showing up and you just want to learn about the pose, you can play the first part and then continue on to the next. I am live, so just so you know, sometimes I pause and forget what I'm saying or get distracted. I'm really excited today because I have a tea. Thank you, Sean, for forgetting your tea at home this morning. And also I need to wish a happy birthday to our studio manager. I know in sound, Maxine is our studio manager at Tone Studio, and she does amazing things in terms of sharing yoga, communicating and listening to all kinds of yoga teachers that work there, and making magic happen in terms of community and events and classes. So thank you. So the skiing mountain pose comes from hypopressives. It has to do with my experience learning with Trista Zinn in the hypopressive method. So sometimes I use this one in my classes, and I'm excited to share it with you guys today because I feel like it really helps to build inner core strength. And when I say core, I mean the core four: the diaphragm, the pelvic floor, transverse abdominis, and multifidus. And if you need more clarification on that, you can probably just type in Shannon Crow core and you'll find some articles on that yoga. Okay, so I have a video to show you guys of this pose. You may want to use a block, but I do not use a block in this pose, I don't think. And I just have to figure out how to share the video with you guys. So this pose, I also feel like it builds a lot of inner strength for me. And when I feel like I'm struggling to stand in my mountain, I like to come into chair pose. So take lots of time with that. We're first going to start with the rib cage breath in this. Okay. So we start with rib cage breath. And here we can be holding on to the rib cage and thinking of the expansion in the ribs like your inhale expanding an umbrella and exhale closing in. I also had a visualization come in this morning when I was doing this of like a round piece of grass or a flower stem and expanding all the way around into this canister. So the inhale is this expansion of the ribs, and the exhale, the ribs go in towards each other. And we find a few breaths like that and really think about and notice, how does this feel? We're going to look at really subtle movements in this. This is why I love this pose. I wouldn't say it used to be one of my favorites. Then we're going to stand in mountain. So the feet are hip distance apart. There's a little gentle bend in the knees. And then we're going to bend the knees more and check in that the knees are not going past the toes, but see if you can keep them back kind of a little more in line with. Lengthen through the head. So you'll see here, I like to hold onto my head and literally feel like I can pull myself into a lengthened pose. And then if you want to, you can extend the arms out to straight, really feeling this long line of energy all the way from the crown of the head down to the root, down to the, like you're rooting and grounding through the tailbone. Hi, Anne. Nice to see that you're here live with us today. There's my cat as well, Dharma. She loves it when people do yoga. She came in to visit and say hello to all of you this morning. She's just like, hi, yeah, where's the yoga mat? Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you joining us also live. We're doing some chair pose, and now I'm just going to pause this for a moment. But it's great if you can start to come into more of a mountain. So we'll see what that looks like here. So we tip forward in this one into the balls of the feet, and that's really important for this pose. The hands are straight, the palms are facing back, and there's lots of space between the shoulder blades. So if you can imagine, you can relax the shoulders. If I was cueing myself, I'd tell myself to relax my shoulders a little bit more here. And I'll also say to puff out the low back and to lengthen the spine, something when I'm like cueing myself. So still gentle bend in the knees, lots of length in the spine all the way to the crown of the head, and this really engages core. We're breathing through this one here, and that's our video share for today. Let's switch back. Okay, so that was chair pose to skiing mountain, and if you guys have any questions about these poses, you can let me know. Again, the skiing mountain, that's not what it's called in hypopressives. I'm sorry, Trista, I can't actually remember the name of it. But it's a fantastic pose for getting more into core. And so this with ribcage breath, both poses with ribcage breath really helps to solidify like this core strength. And for me, I like to use a visualization that or kind of take the yoga and take it off my mat. So I did this morning when I needed to be in a place of self-advocacy, just in terms of being the mama bear here in this family. So it was helpful just to get my center, get my breath, know that my strength comes from really deep within my core and like a metaphorical core as well as the physical core. So if you have any questions at all about chair or skiing mountain, let me know. Also, second part today, we're going to dive into doing a playlist. Now, so many of you have asked, so it really depends what your ultimate goal is with this. If you just want to share a playlist only, you might consider sharing a screenshot. Now I'll show you guys. I have a few visual examples here. Hopefully, Facebook Live acts up a little bit with this. But I want to show you an idea of this. Okay, so I'll share my screen here. Here's an idea of a playlist that I shared on my shannoncrow.com. And it's literally just a screenshot of the playlist. So you can see like Ecamm Live. I love this thing so I can show people, but it does turn off and on. And so I'm working away on that still. Sorry if it kind of cuts out on you guys. Okay, so the next one is this thing called 8 tracks. So let's see if I can show you this. So this is a rejuvenating yoga playlist that I made, and this allows people to so you can play it right from here. Let me see. That was the other one, of one that's shared on 8 tracks. So you can supply the link and your students can play it, they can like it, and they can stream it live. So you can see it has like 92 hearts on there and 535 plays. So different people, we made this in 2016 and there's 12 songs on there. The only thing is that you need to have those songs somewhere on your computer, like the file of those songs, to upload them to 8 tracks to be able to do that. And so I would love to hear from some of you. How are you guys sharing your playlist with your students? I can see this being really useful in terms of sharing a playlist so that people sign up for your email newsletter. I think that's a great idea. Also, as a little bonus to your students, if you say, I send out newsletters, they love to get recipes and playlists so that they can listen to the songs at home as well. So it can be, as I said, as simple as taking a screenshot, or you can upload the songs and play them. Other playlists that I listen to, sometimes I turn on Spotify and listen to it. And I know some of you use Apple Music and some of you use iTunes. If you guys have more questions about playlists, feel free to post them in our show notes. It'll be under the live show tab on the connectedyogateacher.com. And if you have any other questions, I would love to hear them. Also, if you are a yoga teacher and you haven't joined our private Facebook group, make sure to look for the Connected Yoga Teacher private Facebook group. So there's a page and there's a Facebook group. I know it's a little bit confusing. The other thing that's sometimes a little bit confusing for people is that they think that because we have a podcast and a live show, so this is a live show where you see the video and the podcast is audio only. So there's lots going on there. This week we got to hear from Tracy Eccleston on the podcast about setting prices and money mindset, and I'm really excited because it coincides very nicely with a course that's coming up. May the 25th, Rosalind Kemmer is hosting Money Mindset Workshop. It's all online, and if you can't make it live, then that's okay. There's a replay video. I'm excited going forward to dive into this a little bit more. I know that as a yoga teacher, it can be tough and to set your prices and to let people know this is what I charge and to not feel self-conscious of what we're charging or to even set those prices and to come up with that in the first place. So lots of discussion I'm looking forward to this week on that as well. Some of you have said you really love this episode. Tracy's an amazing teacher. Okay, so let's close out the show today. Thank you guys. Thank you, Sherry and Anne, for watching live. Again, happy birthday to Maxine. And next week, let me show you the rest of the live show. That's what I wanted to do. I knew there was one more thing on my list. So I will show you the rest of the live show. There we go. So we have coming up, we've already done metronome and skiing mounted chair, and then we're going to do side plank next week. So if you guys dislike or looking for other modifications of side plank, I have a lot of great things for you. Flowing bridge to empty. So this is really cool. There are lots of amazing topics for yoga teachers in here. Some of them are great for yoga students as well, but they're mainly focused for yoga teachers. Also, I'm going to be doing a little live video right after this talking about the services that I offer in the consulting. So some of you have had questions, and so I feel like a video would be the best way to describe that. So I'll be popping back onto the Connected Yoga Teacher page and chatting about that and then sharing it on our website. Have a fantastic Monday, you guys. Share the yoga that really lights you up. Thank you for sharing yoga with this world. Whether you're doing it in one class a week or many classes a week, whether you're teaching in group classes, private classes, whether you're just taking your teacher training and excited to get out there, I am really honored to be part of this community with you. Thanks, you guys. Have an amazing week.